The island of Crete is located in the center of the eastern Mediterranean. It measures about 200 kilometers from east to west and between 12 to 58 kilometers from north to south at its narrowest and widest parts. It is one of the largest islands in the Mediterranean Sea.
Crete was a land of short, mild winters and dry, warm summers along with fertile plains. It was a great place for producing sufficient food supply, and with people who lived on the island were also known as Minoans, and they produced a culture based on the land's abundance of natural resources.
According to Greek myth, the first king of Crete was King Minos. He ruled from the palace of Knossos. The palaces in Crete were built between 2000 and 1700 BCE. Every year, King Aegeus was forced to pay a tribute to King Minos and the Minoans. Crete fell under Hellenic domination by 1100 BCE.
As a tribute, 7 young men and 7 young ladies will be forced to go far underground below King Minos' palace at Knossos. There, they would be put into a huge maze built by the architect Daedalus. Inside this maze was a monster called the Minotaur, which was a horrible-looking creature that was half man, half bull. This young man and young women will be let loose into the maze and become lost, eventually to be eaten by the Minotaur. As the tributes entered the maze, there were 7 young men and 7 young women. As the tributes began the maze, many of the young men would try to break free, knowing there was no escape. Eventually, the tributes would realize that they would have to find another way out. They realized that this was not a joke, once they began to see their other tributes being killed by the Minotaur. As they walked through the maze, more and more people were being killed by the Minotaur. Once the last tribute had been killed, it was all over until the next year, when 7 new young men and 7 new young women will be sent into the maze again to be murdered by the Minotaur as tribute for King Minos.
In 1600 BC, Aphrodite suffered a massive earthquake. After reconstruction of the palaces in Crete, a volcano erupted which declared the end of the Minoan civilization.
The volcano eruption known as Thera was one of the largest eruptions in history. This volcano sent up more than 10 million tons of ash, gas, and rocks 25 miles up into the atmosphere. Tidal waves followed this eruption, and historians believe this is most likely the reason the Minoan society ended.